Hey everyone! I'm so excited about this new bullet journal that I got, and I'm so excited about the January spread. I can't wait to show you guys, and you guys jump right in. And we're gonna set up not just the monthly spreads but also the weekly spreads, so that way you guys can see how I set up my whole month in one shot. All right, you guys ready to start? All right, let's begin. As I jump into the new planner and get it all set up, I am ecstatic and so excited to share it with you. The first month of January is going to be Throne of Glass themed. So I created a map from the books, and I'm really happy with the way it came out. I did it a little different than the maps themselves and kind of created it a little bit more my aesthetic, tried to add a little bit of blue as well. But I really like the Throne of Glass books, so I had to do a theme. It's one of my favorite books just because of her journey and through her hardships and her strength. So that jumps us into the first page, which is the calendar, besides the cover page, which is the calendar. And I wanted to do a 2-page spread because I realized that I use my calendar more than anything. I mean, I use my weekly spreads, but my calendar is where I kind of look back and collect everything. My schedule for my YouTube channel, for social media, for work, it's a catch-all for everything. And I really liked just doing the 2-page setup. So my squares are 5 by 7? 6 by 6. 5 wide by 6 down. They're enough space to write everything into, so I really like this, and I'll probably use the same layout every month. Probably. We'll see. I might try and make them a little bit wider, but I don't know if there's really enough room to make them much wider than what they are. And then I use the quote of, "You could rattle the stars, you could do anything if only you dared." And I used watercolor, and I needed to have a little bit more control because it did bleed through and kind of crinkle the paper a little bit, but I'm okay with that. So I used the watercolor, and then I outlined her with my micro pen and outlined the boxes, and then I used a metallic craft pen that I got from the Dollar Tree for the silver and the sword and the numbers and the letters, and adding a little bit of elements with that silver. I usually in my calendars use a Monday through Sunday because most of my work, because I have a day job, is Monday through Friday, and then I need big boxes for my weekend because I do a lot of filming and planning and different things on the weekend. So I need to make sure that I have enough room in those boxes to write down my plans. I also wanted a little box on the bottom. I don't think it'll be goals, but maybe key things that happen throughout the month, or maybe ideals. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to put in the little box on the bottom. And I kind of left a little bit of space because sometimes I like to maybe put a little sticker here or there that I can think of that reminds me of the book. I also try to use a calligraphy type of font for January. I really need to practice more. I'm just going to say that right now because it does not look as calligraphy as I wanted it to. So I'm going to be practicing a lot more on my handwriting so that way it can look better as I go along. Overall though, I think the layout works really great. I forgot to film, or the film got lost because I was pretty sure I filmed it, of me doing the watercoloring of her. This is from an image I found online. I'm definitely not good at drawing people, but I couldn't find the image of me watercoloring, and I did not record myself doing the map. So if you guys like seeing the way that I work with taking this sketch that I did and turning it into the cover page, let me know, and next month I will add that in. So now we jump to the projects page. I wanted to do the outline, and all of these images I found through Pinterest. Some of them I tried to find the original artist and I could not figure out where the pins came from. So if you know the artist, please share them in the comments, because I would like to give the artist their credits. But I wanted to do an image that I could still write my list and have it in the background. I'm going to try it for this month. If it feels like it is too hectic to have an image behind my words, I probably won't do it again next month, but I really wanted to try it for this month. And I added my actions page to my projects page because I realized I wasn't utilizing all of the page. So I did the projects and I just broke it into home, library, my YouTube, and then business if there's any business stuff that needs to get done for the month. And then I also, underneath that, have it broke down into monthly task, bi-weekly task, and weekly task. And then I also have the daily task of marketing, language, and wellness. So I only have those 3, and we'll see if that's enough or if I want to add more. But I just tried to use color pencil, the micro pen, and the gold craft, metallic craft marker that I got from the Dollar Tree on the image. And I used the silver craft metallic pen as well. I kept it very simple because I didn't want to write over a lot of different imaging, so I tried to keep it very simplified with mainly the lines. I don't know. I really like this image. I think of her and the deer and just everything, the stag, and it's a good imagery. And the projects list, I don't know if I'm going to do more projects and I need more room. This month we'll see, but it felt like I wasn't using the projects list as much in the last few months of last year, 2022, or this year, that I wasn't really using the projects list enough that I wanted to see how this worked with splitting the projects and action page in half. We'll see. I might need more room. But what I did for each month is I gave myself 2 pages for the cover page, 2 pages for the calendar, and then I gave myself, so that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So I gave myself 16 pages per month. I already laid out my entire year with each month getting 16 pages, and I'm going to see if that works. I'm hoping it does. So the transparent tip-in is something I really, really wanted to try. I used the transparent paper in my books for images to add into my Throne of Glass books and my Court of Roses, Thorns and Roses. And so I wanted to try a tip-in. And I just used my red washi tape to kind of tape it in because she's fire. This image is also from, I'm not good at drawing people, so I'm just going to state that right out. This is other people's artwork that I found on Pinterest that inspired me to use this. So, and then you can kind of see the mood tracker through the paper, which I was really excited about because that's what I was trying to do. Because then the mood tracker ends up being the fire and his wind around her fire. And then I just tried to use a little bit of fancy script under the mood. And by having those two kind of pages interact with his wind around her fire on the transparent paper, and then the wind around the fire and the mood tracker, I felt like it kind of added to it. I also just used the flames as each one is a day to kind of fill in. I haven't added the colors that I'm going to use for the mood, but I'm still trying to think about how I'm going to do that. And then I wanted to share how I did my weeklies. So the left side of the page is the week 1, and I added the first because it starts on a Sunday and I wasn't going to have one day by itself. So I added the first onto week 1, and I left boxes for events. And then underneath on the bottom, I did an Alistair style task list. And then on the other side of the page, I did a to-dos task list along with the other Alice, just using the Alistair style task box up top, and then on the bottom I just have one box that I can write the dates of what events are, and then my word count, because I'm trying to finish my book and I'm trying to keep track of my word count, so that way I know if I'm getting how much words I'm writing every week, so that way, oh gosh, I'm rambling about writing. So I use the amulet of man, I can never say it right, Orson, I don't know, anyway, of where she's from her land, from Terrason, and so the amulet is from her family, and I really think it's pretty. And I tried to find a green or green blue, kind of like the images I found online, and so I thought this turquoise really worked well for that. This was the only one that I really didn't mind the marks, because it kind of gave it a different depth and to the amulet. And then I used the metallic craft marker again from the Dollar Tree. These markers, I just love them so much. And then I just left the deer head alone. I didn't color it in because it's white and the pages are white, so I didn't want to try and mess that up. But I'm gonna try and do this method, trying both of these layouts for the weekly to see which one I feel the most and which one I'm utilizing the best, because I'm trying to see, because I only gave myself 16 pages per week or per month, I'm trying to see what's the best layout to work for the weeklies as well as the full month, and what other pages I might need for my month. So if you guys have any suggestions, I would love to hear them. But I'm really excited about the layout with the task. I like doing the task and then marking off what days it's going to happen and then checking them off as I go. I'm not sure I'll need full boxes for every day for events, because not every day has an event. So it almost seems like kind of a waste of space. But I'll play with it a little bit over the next few months to see which method works best for doing my weeklies. I'm probably going to end up sticking with the Alistair method with some variations. Overall, I like the layout of having an image in the middle of the page. It kind of lays it was a little hard to color in the center part of it because of the page lip part. But overall, I really like the image being in the middle, and then it gives me a lot of room on the sides to write in whatever I want to write in. Out of all this series that Sarah has written, I will have to say I really can't choose a favorite. But this series was the first one that I read So therefore I thought it would be perfect that this was the first one that I put into the book, because I have a lot of favorite authors and some shows that I put in for the whole year, but this one I just felt like a big connection to the main character. So I think that overall I really like the way that the whole month has really laid out, and trying to do one page per week I'm hoping will kind of help with the layout and how I fit everything in for the month, but we'll see. See, I am rambling a little bit, but I really like that I can do bullet journaling and draw in images that I want from the books that I really love, and I can come back and look at this and be like, hey, this is a book that I liked enough to put in my bullet journal. So hopefully in like 5 years I'll look back on this and be like, wow. So whenever I did week 3, I actually gave week 3 2 pages because I did the 13 dragons everywhere. And so I did the artwork before I did the layout of the weeks. I don't know if you can kind of tell by it, but I did do the layouts before I did the layout for the weeks. And then I did a task list on the bottom again. And then I just did We Are the 13 from now until darkness claims us. And I wanted a quote page just because I like that quote. And then week 4, I did another Alistair list, and I did boxes for events down the side, and I added on the 30th and 31st because I thought that it could just be on one page. It's going to be the end of the year or the end of the month, so I'm not quite sure if I'll have a lot of tasks during that time, so we'll see. And then whenever I was doing this drawing that I found online and I was trying to do it more as a silhouette darkness, the gray did not sit with me well at all. I didn't like it. And so later you'll see when I do the flip through, there's some changes to it. And I like it better now that it has the changes, but at first this was not my favorite page. But I did do the quote, "You didn't need a weapon at all when you were born one." And I really like that quote as well. And then I added a sticker in that says, "She has fire in her soul and grace in her heart." And I just felt like that sticker was from Happy Planner stickers, I think. And I just felt like it fit in there. And I'm not a very big sticker person. I like the artwork in my bullet journal more, but that sticker was perfect. And then you don't see it, but in the flip through, you'll see I kind of splattered yellow, orange, and red acrylic paint across where she was and across the pages to represent the embers of her fire. And I actually like the drawing a little bit better now. I'm still not completely happy with it, but I do like it better. And the layout, I'm not sure if there's enough room for the task, so I wanted to try a different layout where the tasks were going, the week was going more sideways down the page. I'm not sure how that's going to work. That might be a total mistake, but we will see. Because I need sometimes a lot of room to write a lot of tasks. So if that doesn't work, I'll probably also add a task box underneath where she is so that I can continue on with the week if I don't have enough room. At least that's the plan. And then I also, so now we're going to go through the flip through, and I'm really happy with the way it turned out. And you'll see that I also had some pages of the swords and the other pages, 2 pages that were blank. 2 of those pages are actually for my memories, so we'll see how that turns out. So if you like the Throne of Glass and you like the bullet journal, leave a comment below on which page was your favorite. And I will see you in the next video. Bamapi. Or I'll see you in the outro. As I jump into the new planner and get it all set up, I am ecstatic and so excited to share it with you. The first month of January is going to be Throne of Glass themed. So that is the setup for January. And at first there was a few pages that I wasn't really happy with, the one that I did with the markers, but I went back in and I used a black marker and just went over everything one more time to darken it up a lot more. And then I splattered paint so that she would have embers coming off of her, and I like it a lot better. Is it the best that I could have done? Probably not. In the future, I will probably continue to use watercolors. I like the watercolors and the way that it looks better than the markers, to be honest. But we'll kind of see. I'm going to play a little bit more with the markers as well. I am excited to do Throne of Glass, and I can't wait till next month for that monthly spread. I'm so excited to get into this journal and share it with all of you. So I'll see you in the next video. Bamapi!